Guru Datta, Jai Guru Datta, Sri Guru Datta, Jai Guru Datta, Sri Guru Datta, Jai Guru Datta, Sri Guru Datta.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Satchidananda Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Guru Datta and welcome to Datta Arpanam with your hosts Rishi Nirvan Balrup
and Ravita Singh. Jai Guru Datta, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music and teachings of His Holiness Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji of Avadhuta Dattapitam in Mysuru. Today's program begins with the offering of pranams, gratitude and this invocation prayer at the sacred feet of beloved Sadgurudeva Pujya Shri Swamiji, as this show, possible only through His divine grace, is offered to him. Please join Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji now in worship.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Satchidananda Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gururdevo Maheshwarah, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Bhuyuta Shri Hari Chinnhitabhyam Agastya Rekhadibhiranchitabhyam Nigodha Bijakshara Mudritabhyam Namo Namas Sadguru Padukabhyam. Ganapati Gurumekam Satchidanandarupam Vibhudharivahasevyam Yogamargadhirudham Sharanamupagatanaamarti Sanghadrivajram Mama Hridaya Nivasam Bhaktinamro Namami, Bhaktinamro Namami.
Once again everyone, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to this morning's edition of Datta Arpanam. Today's program is being brought to you through the kind courtesy of Ramlal Educational Institute of number 12 Exchange Lots Couver, Valini's Drug Mart Limited of 58 to 60 Sutton Street, San Fernando, Debe Supermart Limited of 182 SS Erin Road, Debe, and Koke Supermart Limited of 14 Naparima Mayaro Road, San Fernando.
Today, the Dashavatara series continues here on Datta Arpanam. Last week, we heard the very moving account of how, when even the Devatas and goddess Lakshmi feared approaching the ferocious form of Lord Narasimha, the little boy Prahlada won the heart of that Lord when he bravely went up to him and performed namaskaram by dropping flat on the ground in front of the Lord. Touched by the actions of Prahlada, Lord Narasimha blessed that young devotee with self-realization or moksha.
Today we will hear some of the touching words uttered by Prahalada when he approached Lord Narasimha. First though, please join Puja Appaji in worshipping Lord Ganapati. You are invited to open the Bhajanmala app or visit the website www.bhajanmala.com. Enter Bhajan ID number 56 and please do sing along.
Varanasya Vakratunda Surpakarna Palaya
Varanasya Vakratunda Shurpakarna Palaya
Heramba Charuhasa Sarpasutra Palaya
Heramba Charuhasa Sarpasutra Palaya
Varanasya Vakratunda Surpakarna Palaya
Varanasya Vakratunda Shurpakarna Palaya
Pramathanata Prathama Vandya Skanda Guruvar Varamate
Pramathanata Prathama Vandya Skanda Guruvara Varamate
Raktavasana Lamba Jatara Ekadanta Ganapati
Raktavasana Lamba Jatara Ekadanta Ganapate Varanasya Vakratunda Shurpakarna Palaya Varanasya Vakratunda Shurpakarna Palaya Heramba Charuhasa Sarpasutra Palaya Heramba Charuhasa Sarpasutra Palaya
Varada Arkalasana Prashna Ganapati Namaka
Kshipravarada Arkalasana Prashna Ganapati Namaka
Yoga Suguma Vignagarana Sarvaloka Vinayaka
Yoga Sugama Vignaharana Sarvaloka Vinayaka Varanasya Vakratunda Shurpakarna Palaya Varanasya Vakratunda Shurpakarna Palaya Heramba Charuhasa Sarpasutra Palaya Heramba Charuhasa Sarpasutra Palaya
Aguvagana Patra Pujita Siddhi Buddhi Pradayaka
Aguvagana Patra Pujita Siddhi Buddhi Pradayaka
Ganapate Sachidananda Sumukha Vikata Palaya
Ganapate Sachidananda Sumukha Vikata Palaya Varanasya Vakratunda Shurpakarna Palaya Varanasya Vakratunda Shurpakarna Palaya Heramba Charuhasa Sarpasutra Palaya
Hare.
To say that Paramapujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji silently guides everything that is shared on Datta Arpanam is an understatement. That bhajan was supposedly randomly chosen, a beautiful Lord Ganapati bhajan which has not been played on the program for some time. But guess what was just realized? That bhajan is set to Sri Ragam. That word Shri is another name for Goddess Lakshmi. Today's main subject of contemplation is the consort of Goddess Lakshmi, the man-lion form of Lord Vishnu, Lord Narasimha.
And when we see little subtle links like this show up in life, listeners, we should ask ourselves, what am I being taught here? What message is being sent my way?
Today, at least one message being received is that all of us, Bhagavan, man, woman, animal, fish, bird, all of us are interconnected. There is no two. Differences only appear because Maya has clouded our knowledge of who we really are and who those we perceive as others are. The truth is that one Paramatma exists, and he, while formless, is also playfully taking many different forms as well.
Ramana Maharishi once gave a very brilliant and concise answer to the question, how should we treat others? His response was a simple yet profound, there are no others.
It brings us back to that instruction which Paramapujya Sri Swamiji has repeatedly given. Daily we should contemplate upon the question, who am I? Listeners, when we come to realize who we truly are, when we come to firmly believe we are that one Paramatma reflected in various forms, that is when we would have attained that coveted state of moksha or liberation. Moksha does not have to be a state attained when this life ceases to exist. So let us all work ardently towards that goal of moksha. Let us start by seeing all of creation as a reflection of the Supreme Divinity. Let us enter 2024 feeling compassion for all of creation. Let us feel, inculcate, and spread love as best as we can.
You are tuned in to Datta Arpanam, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Pujya Sri Swamiji and thanks to the sponsorship by Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Kokeye Supermart Limited. As we prepare for today's contemplation, please join in worshipping Nara Narayana Maharishis, Goddess Saraswati, and Sage Vyasa. Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayeta.
When Prahlada approached Lord Narasimha, that child's mind and heart were totally focused upon that Lord. He fixed his gaze firmly upon the Lord, and with a heart that was overflowing with love, and in a faltering voice he prayed.
And listeners, before you hear that prayer, as was mentioned last week, the words spoken by Prahlada to Lord Narasimha are words we should think about again and again. Prahlada's humility, devotion, and purity are all traits which we should try to emulate.
When Lord Sri Hari incarnated as Sri Krishna, he himself spoke the words by which we should live. But teaching us that 1. We can learn from everything and everyone, and 2. Sometimes the Lord speaks to us through his devotees. In the story of Lord Narasimha, the words of the Lord's devotee, a child devotee, born not to a Brahmin but to a demon, the words of that child teach us valuable lessons.
Gazing intently at the Lord, Prahlada said, O Lord, Brahma and other devatas, supreme Maharishis, even accomplished siddhas, they all have minds that are totally filled with traits of purity and goodness. In other words, they are filled with sattva guna. Still though, despite their extreme mastery over words, they can never completely and satisfactorily worship you, nor extol your glories. How then can I, who was born into this cruel demon clan, how can I appease you? Is it ever at all possible for such capacity to exist in me?
And listeners, see here how, even though the Lord took a form to specifically come to Prahlada's rescue, and even though Prahlada was the son of a king, he maintained his humility in front of Bhagavan. It is a reminder for us about how we should be at all times, but especially in Guru Sannidhi, especially in the presence of Sadguru.
Prahlada's wisdom and humility continued to shine through as he continued his prayer by saying, "It is my opinion that neither scholarship, in other words, being very knowledgeable, neither scholarship, wealth, birth in a good lineage, beauty, penance, mastery over the senses, possessing physical strength, radiance, capacity, diligence, intelligence, nor yogic austerities can please the Supreme Lord. This is because you, the Supreme Lord, were pleased with the elephant Gajendra purely because of his deep devotion."
Listeners, I'm sure that many of you are familiar with the story of Gajendra. And if you are not, you have probably at least seen a picture depicting the climax of that story. But again, we come across a story which, when listened to, brings immense benefits. So, before moving on with Prahlada's prayer, we will touch on the story of Gajendra. But before doing so, let us join in worshipping the goddess of learning. May she bless us all with recognition, acceptance, and understanding of the lessons contained in the stories shared today. Everyone, please open the Bhajanmala app or visit the website www.bhajanmala.com, enter Bhajan ID number 2262, and join Pujya Appaji in singing the Pallavi and final charanam of this beautiful bhajan.
सरस्वती सद्दयावती पुरतो भाताद्विभावती सरस्वती सद्दयावती पुरतो भाताद्विभावती सरस्वती सद्दयावती पुरतो भाताद्विभावती सरस्वती सद्दयावती पुरतो भाताद्विभावती शोभिकरा लीला शुकयुत सन्मुद्रा माला पुस्तक शोभिकरा लीला शुकयुत सन्मुद्रा कालालंकृत चंद्रकला सच्चिदानंद ज्ञानपरा कालालंकृत चंद्रकला सच्चिदानंद ज्ञानपरा सरस्वती सद्दयावती पुरतो भाताद्विभावती सरस्वती सद्दयावती पुरतो भाताद्विभावती सरस्वती सद्दयावती पुरतो भाताद्विभावती सरस्वती सद्दयावती पुरतो भाताद्विभावती
That bhajan, which was composed by Paramapujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji, was first released during Navaratri celebrations in 2018. It has been more than 5 years since it was first heard, but still it is as captivating as the first time it was heard. What a beauty!
You are tuned in to Datta Arpanam, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Pujya Sri Swamiji and thanks to the sponsorship by Debe Supermart Limited, Ramlal Educational Institute, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Koke Supermart Limited. Today you heard that Prahlada spoke of how it must be devotion which wins the Lord over. He based this statement on the story of Gajendra.
Gajendra was an elephant who, in a past life, was a king named Indradyumna. That king gave up his kingship, took a vow of silence or mauna, and chose to live out his days as an ascetic in the forest.
Indradyumna was an ardent devotee of Lord Vishnu. He diligently abided by all strict disciplines and derived immense pleasure from conducting rituals pertaining to Lord Sri Hari.
One morning, having completed his bath, Indradyumna, who was now a forest dweller, was completely immersed in the worship of Lord Sri Hari, when, by God's will, all of a sudden, Agastya Maharishi, accompanied by all his disciples, arrived at his hermitage.
Indradyumna, who was seated in a solitary place in absolute silence, did not even offer water and other customary offerings to the sage. In fact, he did not even greet the great sage.
Seeing Indradyumna, who was sitting motionless in great silence, Agastya Maharishi became angry. He uttered a curse, saying, "Since this wicked person is not of refined samskaras, he has insulted a Maharishi of my caliber. Since he has a dull, slow intellect like that of an elephant, may he be reborn as an elephant and enter into the intense darkness called spiritual ignorance."
After pronouncing the curse, Agastya Maharishi, together with his disciples, walked away. Meanwhile, Indradyumna, who had heard the curse uttered by the saint, accepted it as the will of the Supreme Lord. And listeners, what a lesson this is for us. No matter what happens in life, to us or to others, we must always accept it as divine will. We must always accept it with the Prasada Buddhi mindset. In other words, we should accept it as Bhagavan's Prasadam. We may not understand it, but that is where faith comes in. Faith that God and Guru are filled with love for us and will help us to face any challenge.
And there is another lesson to be learned from Indradyumna's fate. When holy persons enter a room, we should respectfully greet them. As Pujya Appaji has said on the free app SGS Posts, be the first to greet. Never let arrogance, shyness, or pompous attitudes make you feel that someone should come up to you. No, you go to them, greet them, welcome them. Indradyumna did not do that, and now see his fate.
Following sage Agastya's curse, Indradyumna was reborn as an elephant. But even as an elephant, he remembered that he had to offer worship to the Supreme Lord. This was only possible because in his past life he had offered devotional services to the Lord with such great love.
One day, as Gajendra was wandering through the forest in the company of other elephants, he picked up on the fragrance of lotus pollen from a nearby lake. The humid weather rendered Gajendra excessively thirsty. Eager to quench his thirst, he, along with his herd of elephants, quickly approached the lake.
Quickly entering into the lake, Gajendra gulped the water. Then, like a householder, he began to shower his love upon other members of his herd. He was deeply attached to the female elephants in his herd. Using his trunk, he pulled up water from the lake and bathed them all.
Due to the illusion cast by the Lord, Gajendra, who took care of all his family members, could not anticipate the danger that was lurking. Oblivious to the world, he was engrossed in sporting with the female elephants when a mighty crocodile that lived in that lake suddenly rushed towards him and forcefully caught Gajendra's leg between his jaws.
It was God's will that the mighty elephant was suddenly trapped in unimaginable danger. Using all his might, Gajendra tried his best to break free from the crocodile's grip. But the crocodile, which was equally powerful, forcefully began to drag the elephant into deeper waters. Seeing the plight of Gajendra, all the female elephants that were standing on the banks of the lake began to shed profuse tears. Helplessly, they watched him fight the crocodile.
Gajendra and the crocodile were now engaged in a one-on-one fight which went on for 1,000 years. Gajendra started growing tired, both mentally and physically. Realizing that his fellow elephants could not save him, he thought to himself, "Even though I am an animal, I will seek refuge under the Supreme Lord. He is my soul's supreme shelter."
With absolute concentration, Gajendra chanted a prayer which he had learnt in his previous life.
The Supreme Lord, hearing Gajendra's prayer, in a flash grabbed his weapon known as the discus or the Sudarshana Chakra, and mounting his vehicle, the eagle Garuda, he approached Gajendra at great speed.
Gajendra, who was caught by the crocodile and who was being tormented by excruciating pain, noticed the Supreme Lord coming towards him from the skies, holding his discus. Despite his agonizing pain, Gajendra, with great difficulty, picked a lotus using his trunk and said, "Narayana Kila Guru, Bhagavan Namaste." With these words, Gajendra was saying to Lord Vishnu, "O Lord, you are the Father of this entire creation. O Supreme Lord, I offer obeisance to you." And listeners, see how Gajendra has learned from his previous mistakes. As Indradyumna, while peacefully sitting at his home, he did not offer respects to sage Agastya when the sage visited him. But now, despite being in extreme agony, he manages to offer pranams to the Lord. Do we see now why we need some amount of dukkha or sorrow in our lives? We may not like it, we may not even like to admit it, but hardships, sorrows, challenges, these help us to remember God.
The Supreme Lord was filled with overflowing compassion towards Gajendra, who was suffering piteously. That Lord immediately got down from the back of Garuda and, in great haste, pulled Gajendra together with the crocodile out from the waters. Using his discus, he then tore open the mouth of the crocodile and released Gajendra from its clutches.
Listeners, what did Prahlada and Gajendra have in common? What earned them both the blessing of the Lord's darshana and being directly rescued by the Lord? It was their love and devotion which saved each of them. Similarly, when we cultivate love and devotion towards Sadgurudeva Pujya Sri Swamiji, he saves us again and again. This ocean, known as samsara or repeated birth and death, is one which can quickly pull persons under. But Sadgurudeva is our life vest. He keeps us afloat. He is the ship ferrying us to shore. He is the captain of that ship, ensuring that the path we take is the one which is best for us.
Listeners, I'll share a story with you. I honestly cannot remember why or what prompted this Dashavatara series on Datta Arpanam. It really always does feel like Appaji is silently guiding, so we simply follow. But then, in sharing Prahlada's prayer when he approached Lord Narasimha, doubt arose about whether or not to veer away from that prayer and delve further into the story of Gajendra. But still, a little voice kept saying, "Share it for those who do not know it. Focus on that today and start the new year with Prahlada's prayer." And in researching Pujya Appaji's teachings on the story of Gajendra, I came upon words that, as Appaji, in his abundance of compassion, always does, those words that I came upon solidified the faith that the right topic was shared today. Remember, the story of Gajendra was shared today after being prompted by the story of one of the Dasha Avatara, Lord Narasimha. But do you know what Lord Sri Hari said to Gajendra after rescuing him from the clutches of the crocodile? He said, "Those who remember my transcendental sports displayed during my incarnations as Matsya, Kurma, Varaha and others will obtain limitless merit or punya." So listeners, remember these Dasha Avatara stories again and again. Pujya Appaji has taken the time to share them with us, and he has blessed Rishi and me with an opportunity to remind you of them. He has blessed you with an opportunity to hear them again so that you may recall them over and over again. Had we not delved into Gajendra's story today, we may not have come across these powerful words uttered by Bhagavan regarding the Dasha Avatara. How Pujya Appaji controls everything, but sends us little clues to reassure us that we are not really the ones doing anything. We are simply playing the roles for which he is the producer, writer, and director. To such a divine master, let us now offer worship. Please open the Bhajan Mala app or visit the website www.bhajanmala.com, enter Bhajan ID number 716 and join Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji in singing today's next bhajan.
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ.
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ.
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ನಾಮನ.
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ.
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ನಾಮನ.
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ.
ಕನ್ನಡಾಂಬೆ ತೊಟ್ಟಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾವೇರಿಯ ಮಡಿಲಲ್ಲಿ,
ಕನ್ನಡಾಂಬೆ ತೊಟ್ಟಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾವೇರಿಯ ಮಡಿಲಲ್ಲಿ,
ಜಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿಯ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೂಗುತ್ತಿರುವ ದತ್ತನ.
ಜಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿಯ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೂಗುತ್ತಿರುವ ದತ್ತನ.
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ.
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ನಾಮನ. ನೊಂದ ಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಮದ್ದಾಗುವ ಹಸಿದವನಿಗೆ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡುವ,
ನೊಂದ ಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಮದ್ದಾಗುವ
ಭಕ್ತಿಗೊಲಿದು ಬರುವ ತಾಯಿ ತಂದೆ ತಾನಾಗುವ
ಪ್ರೇಮ ಭಕ್ತಿಗೊಲಿದು ಬರುವ ತಾಯಿ ತಂದೆ ತಾನಾಗುವ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ನಾಮನ
ತಂದನ ತಂದನ ತೋ ತಂದನ ತಂದನ ತೋ ತಂದಾನೋ ತಂದಾನೆ ತಂದನ ತಂದನ ತೋ ತಂದಾನೋ ತಂದಾನೆ ತಂದನ ತಂದನ ತೋ
ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ರೋಗಿಗಳಿಗೆ ವೈದ್ಯವನ್ನು
ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ರೋಗಿಗಳಿಗೆ ವೈದ್ಯವನ್ನು
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಂತಸವನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಗಳನ್ನು
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಂತಸವನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಗಳನ್ನು
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ನಾಮನ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ
A beautiful bhajan composed in honor of Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji. A bhajan composed and rendered by Pujya Shri Swamiji's second in command, Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji. You are tuned in to Datta Arpanam on 103.1 FM.
Listeners, with today being a special day, the last day of the year 2023, we want to ensure that we get you in the right frame of mind to welcome in 2024. So before today's offering draws to a close, we invite you to again join in Nama Sankirtanam, the surest way to liberation in the age of Kali.
Digambara Digambara Sripada Vallabha Digambara 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 Sripada Vallabha 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 Digambara Avadumbara Avadumbara Narasimha Saraswati Avadumbara 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 Digambara Digambara Sripada Vallabha Digambara 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 Sripada Vallabha Digambara Yoga Vidayaka Roga Vinashaka Yoga Vidayaka Yoga Vidayaka Roga Vinashaka Tyaga Manogara Datta Datta Yoga Vidayaka రోగ వినాశక జగ మనోహర దత్త 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 దత్త
దిగంబర దిగంబర శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర దిగంబర
దిగంబర శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర
ఔదుంబర
అవదుంబర నరసింహ సరస్వతి అవదుంబర
అవదుంబర
నరసింహ సరస్వతి అవదుంబర గురువల గురువవు గురుదత్త జయముల విత్తువు జయదత్త గురువల గురువు గురుదత్త జయముల విత్తువు జయదత్త కన్నుల నల్లన మూసెదను కమ్మని నినిలో నిలిపెదను కన్నుల నల్లన కన్నుల నల్లన మూసెదను కమ్మని నినులో నిలిపెదను కమ్మని నినులో నిలిపెదను దిగంబర దిగంబర శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర
దిగంబర దిగంబర శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర
చేతులు రెండు కలిపెదను చేతులు రెండు కలిపెదను వంచిన ఔదల దాల్చెదను
చిన్న ఔదల దాల్చెదను
శిరమును పదముల నుంచెదను
శిరమున పదముల నుంచెదను
తెలివిని నీవందుంచగను తెలివిని నీవందుంచగను దిగంబర
దిగంబర శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర 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 శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర
జీవాత్మస్థితి తెరచెదను జీవాత్మస్థితి తెరచెదను వేదాధ్యాసము విడిచెదను వేదాధ్యాసము విడిచెదను ఆర్తిగ దోసిలి ఒగ్గెదను ఆర్తిగ దోసిలి ఒగ్గెదను సచ్చిదానందమే కోరెదను
సచ్చిదానందమే కోరెదను
సచ్చిదానందమే కోరెదను సచ్చిదానందమే కోరెదను దిగంబర
దిగంబర శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర
అరే దిగంబర దిగంబర శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర
దిగంబర దిగంబర శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర
అవదుంబర అవదుంబర నరసింహ సరస్వతి అవదుంబర అవదుంబర అవదుంబర
నరసింహ సరస్వతి అవదుంబర
దిగంబర దిగంబర
వల్లభ దిగంబర దిగంబర
దిగంబర
శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర
హే దిగంబర దిగంబర శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర హే
దిగంబర దిగంబర శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర
హే దిగంబర దిగంబర శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర 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 శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబర అవధూత చింతన की जय जय ईशपतीश जगन्निवास जगदोद्धार नमः शिवाय ईशपतीश जगन्निवास जगदोद्धार नमः शिवाय
ईशपतीश जगन्निवास जगदोद्धार नमः शिवाय
ईशपतीश जगन्निवास जगदोद्धार नमः शिवाय जगदोद्धार गिरिजारमण
जगदोद्धार गिरिजारमण
कैलासवसन नमः शिवाय
कैलासवसनत नमः शिवाय ईशपतीश जगन्निवास जगदोद्धार नमः शिवाय ईशपतीश
గజచర్మాంబర నమః శివాయ
గజచర్మాంబర నమః శివాయ
దిగంబరేశ నమః శివాయ
దిగంబరేశ నమః శివాయ
గజచర్మాంబర నమః శివాయ
గజచర్మాంబర నమః శివాయ ఈశపతీశ జగన్నివాస జగదోద్ధార నమః శివాయ ఈశపతీశ జగన్నివాస జగదోద్ధార నమః శివాయ ఈశపతీశ జగన్నివాస జగదోద్ధార నమః శివాయ
కంబుకందర నీలమేఘ
కందర నీలమేఘ
శంభోనందన నమః శివాయ శంభోనందన
నమః శివాయ ఈశపతీశ జగన్నివాస జగదోద్ధార నమః శివాయ ఈశపతీశ జగన్నివాస జగదోద్ధార నమః శివాయ
జటాజూట నమః శివాయ
జటాజూట నమః శివాయ
త్రిపుండ్రలోచన నమః శివాయ
త్రిపుండ్రలోచన నమః శివాయ
జటాజూట నమః శివాయ
జటాజూట నమః శివాయ
త్రిపుండ్రలోచన నమః శివాయ
త్రిపుండ్రలోచన నమః శివాయ
త్రినేత్రపాల నమః శివాయ
త్రినేత్రపాల నమః శివాయ
త్రిశూలపాణి నమః శివాయ
త్రిశూలపాణి నమః శివాయ ఈశపతీశ జగన్నివాస జగదోద్ధార నమః శివాయ ఈశపతీశ జగన్నివాస జగదోద్ధార నమః శివాయ
నమః శివాయ నమః శివాయ
నమః శివాయ నమః శివాయ
శివ 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 నమః శివాయ
శివ 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 నమః శివాయ
నమః శివాయ నమః శివాయ
నమః శివాయ నమః శివాయ
శివ 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 నమః శివాయ
శివ 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 నమః శివాయ
సాంబ సదా శివ సదా శివాయ
సాంబ సదా శివ సదా శివాయ
సదా శివాయ మహేశ్వరాయ
సదా శివాయ మహేశ్వరాయ ఈశపతీశ జగన్నివాస జగదోద్ధార నమః శివాయ ఈశపతీశ జగన్నివాస జగదోద్ధార నమః శివాయ
జగదోద్ధార గిరిజారమణ
జగదోద్ధార గిరిజారమణ
కైలాసవాసనాథ నమః శివాయ
కైలాసవాసనాథ నమః శివాయ
నామాయకార నమః శివాయ
నామాయకార నమః శివాయ
అఖిలాండ కోటి నమః శివాయ
అఖిలాండ కోటి నమః శివాయ
నామాయకార నమః శివాయ
నామాయకార నమః శివాయ
నామాయకార నమః శివాయ
నామాయకార నమః
Satchidananda
Manasanayana Satchidananda
Shobhayamana Satyatunga
Shobhayamana Satyatunga
Manasanayana Satchidananda
Manasanayana Satchidananda
Shobhayamana Satyatunga
Shobhayamana Satyatunga
Om Namah Shanti Sadashivaya
Om Namah Shanti Sadashivaya
Sadashivaya Maheshwaraya
Sadashivaya Maheshwaraya
Om Namah Shanti Sadashivaya Om Namah Shanti
Sadashivaya
Om Namah Shanti Sadashivaya
Om Namah Shanti Sadashivaya
Sadashivaya Maheshwaraya
Sadashivaya Maheshwaraya Ishapatisha Jaganivasa Jagadodhara Namah Shivaya Ishapatisha Jaganivasa Jagadodhara Namah Shivaya
Jagadodhara Namah Shivaya
Jagadodhara Namah Shivaya 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 Namah Shivaya.
And on that divine note, we begin to wrap up today's episode of Datta Arpanam.
Pranams and gratitude are offered at the divine feet of beloved Sadgurudeva, Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji and Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji, without whose teachings, compassion, love, guidance and music, this program would not exist.
Pranams to you, Puja Appaji and Sri Swamiji. Kindly forgive any errors which may have been committed in preparing or in sharing today's episode of Datta Arpanam, and please guide us to avoid such errors in the future.
Special thanks are extended to the staff at 103.1 FM and to the sponsors of Datta Arpanam, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited. And of course, dear listener, an extra special thank you is extended to you for sharing your Sunday morning with us.
Remember, if you would like to listen to today's offering again, the podcast will be uploaded to 103.1 FM's website by tomorrow evening. Simply visit www.103fm.tt, click on podcasts and scroll down to Datta Arpanam. Alternatively, you can also access the link via the Datta Arpanam Facebook page.
Once again, everyone, thank you for tuning in today. You are invited to please tune in to 103.1 FM again next Sunday at 6 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time for another episode of Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music and teachings of His Holiness Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji.
In the meantime, Happy New Year! Remember, as you heard last week, our Hindu scriptures say we should not drink alcohol. If, however, you do end up consuming alcohol over this long weekend or at any time at all, please do not drink and drive.
Remember too that firecrackers can cause harm to birds, animals, and people. So again, there is nothing wrong in celebration, but please avoid using firecrackers.
May Datta Sadguru shower his blessings upon all of creation in 2024. May mankind grow kinder and more spiritually inclined. May Mother Earth flourish. May peace reign. And may we at every stage remember to be thankful for each of our blessings. Jai Guru Datta.
Happy New Year, everyone. Shri Guru Datta. Harihi Om Tat Sat.
భలే దేవుడమ్మా హనుమంతుడు కావు కావు కావవి కుప్పి గంతులు భలే దేవుడమ్మా హనుమంతుడు కావు కావు కావవి కుప్పి గంతులు భలే దేవుడమ్మా హనుమంతుడు నవవిధముల భక్తికి రూపమాతడు రామాయణ్ భక్తులకు రక్షకుడతడు నవవిధముల భక్తికి రూపమాతడు రామాయణ్ భక్తులకు రక్షకుడతడు భలే దేవుడమ్మా హనుమంతుడు కావు కావు కావవి కుప్పి గంతులు భలే దేవుడమ్మా హనుమంతుడు హనుమంతుడు ఒక్క గంతులో గిరిని ఎత్తుకొచ్చెను లక్ష్మణుని ప్రాణములు లేచి వచ్చెను ఒక్క గంతులో గిరిని ఎత్తుకొచ్చెను లక్ష్మణుని ప్రాణములు లేచి వచ్చెను శ్రీరాముడు దాసయ్యను కౌగిలించెను వెనుగు వెనుగు కలిసి సచిదానందమయ్యను శ్రీరాముడు దాసయ్యను కౌగిలించెను వెనుగు వెనుగు కలిసి సచిదానందమయ్యను సచిదానందమయ్యను భలే దేవుడమ్మా హనుమంతుడు కావు కావు కావవి కుప్పి గంతులు భలే దేవుడమ్మా హనుమంతుడు కావు కావు కావవి కుప్పి గంతులు భలే దేవుడమ్మా హనుమంతుడు భలే దేవుడమ్మా హనుమంతుడు 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 ఓం శాంతి 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 హరి ఓం తత్సత్